And I ask myself, is this worth everything we spent?
Tilt the panels.
I'm Eugenia, and this is Pepe, Aspen, and Lolita. We are an architect and a designer that moved to the countryside to self-build our new home. After traveling for a year in our self-converted camper van, we decided to settle in. Looking to live a simpler life, grow our own organic food, and build our house, let us here. Thank you for watching, liking, and subscribing. This week, we finally got all the material needed to finish the solar installation. Since the nearest town is a bit far away, we try to go once a week only, and do groceries and buy the rest of the building material that we need. Once we got all of that, Pepe continued the installation of the ground rod and grounding the cabin.
Hello guys, we just came back from town and bought the electrical ground rod. It's basically a 1.5 meter copper rod, but you stick it in the ground and then attach your electrical ground cable to it, and that way your electrical installation is connected to the ground. And right now I'm gonna decide where I put it. I think I'm gonna go over this section. I'm gonna pick this area here in this corner and make a hole. I'm gonna go for the hammer, a shovel to take some of the gravel off, and that's it. One of the sides, it actually has some pointy finish, and that's the one you're supposed to put first. It's gonna be complicated, I think, because it's supposed to have a machine to do it, so we're just gonna hammer it. I've seen many people doing it like that in YouTube, and it doesn't look like it's impossible, so here it is, finally in. Took a bit more of brutal force than I expected. Here is missing a box that we will put later on because I couldn't find it. I just pulled these temporary cables a little bit in, attach the one that we want to take out, the ground one, to this cable, and hopefully now if I pull it, the whole thing will come off. Check there.
The solar kit installation was a bit complex, but luckily the kit that we got came with some plans that Pepe was able to study and go through them before starting all the installation. He also has experience from when we built the van. This installation, of course, was at a bigger scale. Although at the end of the day he said that it wasn't much different. You just needed to know the basic concepts and it was pretty straightforward.
The electrical cable will come over here and inside the house through this little pipe that we need to close, of course, once everything is finished, because these cables are temporary. There is a tool to put these terminals properly, but I don't have it. I ordered it and it didn't arrive yet. So what I have done in the van, I just put a hammer or a piece of rock or like a concrete or something like that, like solid in the bottom, and then I just hammer it.
We decided to go off-grid for many reasons, but the main one was to avoid being attached to monthly bills. At some point, when we were renting places, we had to pay bills of 200 euros per month. Experienced increases in prices even though we consume still the same. So after detaching ourselves from all of that while living in the camper van, we didn't want to go back to the same situation. We were missing one of the solar panels, and you may remember from last week's episode that one of them arrived broken, but luckily that same day we also got the replacement for the broken one.
By the way, we received the fifth solar panel because one of them came broken in a couple of days only. The company just shipped this one to us, this replacement, of course at no cost because it was a shipping issue. And yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna be starting the temporary structure for the panels. Lolita loves a box, so we have left this box here for her for a while. This week's video is sponsored by Skillshare. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of inspiring classes for creators. Explore new skills, deepen existing passions, and get lost in creativity. From photography, finance, marketing to productivity. I personally have enjoyed Productivity for Creatives. Build a system that brings out your best, by Thomas Frank. In there, he helps you cultivate a professional mindset and explains very well something that we have been thinking all this time long. Inspiration is not a muse, it is a muscle, and you have the power to make it stronger. And the best way is by being productive. He shows productive systems to help support your creativity, whether in your hobbies or careers. And you don't need anything else than your computer. Skillshare is curated specifically for learning, meaning that there are no ads, and they are always launching new premium classes, so you can stay focused and follow wherever your creativity takes you. The first 1,000 of you to use the link in the description box will get 1 month free trial of Skillshare Premium. Go check it out at the end of the video.
At this point, we found ourselves in conflict because the original idea was to build a greenhouse that would hold the solar panels on top, giving us the extra space that we needed for storage, the laundry room, and also the option to grow our food during the winter. But we could no longer live without electricity, so we decided to install the solar panels on the ground.
Good morning, guys. Today is finally the day that we start installing the solar panels. Hopefully I can have it done by today. Not sure if I'm gonna be able to, but I'm gonna try. So our 5 panels of 410 watts each. For now we're gonna be building a temporary structure just to have the panel sitting here off the floor and tilted 20 degrees. We actually have some leftover material from the build. This is all the steel that was left. Not much steel, but it's gonna be enough to build this temporary structure. What we plan on doing is basically 2 side walls. I don't know if I'm gonna do a middle one, but for now with the material that we have, I think we're gonna be able to do 2 side walls like this. They're gonna be tilted 20 degrees, probably like 80 centimeters tall in this position. They're gonna be connected with a long joist, which is this one. The joist is gonna be tilted like this 20 degrees, and the top part of the panels are gonna be screwed to this beam, raising the panel from the floor 20 centimeters. Alright, change of plans. No way I can figure this out with the material that we have in order to make it stable. So I'm gonna just design it in the computer and then do whatever the dimensions the computer says. Alright, so we already have what we're doing. It's basically a structure like this, like a triangle shape that will be sticking out like this. Then the beam is going to be attached to this structure on this side.
wait, flying, flashy, flying, ay, 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 Angie, ay, ay, pillow, castle, pillow, ay, 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 Ali, wait, flying, flashy, flying, ay, 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 Angie, ay, ay, pillow, castle, pillow, ay, 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 Ali, wait, I gotta play it, I gotta play it.
So at this point, we are uncertain if we are going to build the greenhouse or not. There are many pros and cons, and the main con is that we really want to start the construction of the next house. If we build the greenhouse, it will delay all of that for at least a couple of months.
The beam is gonna be sitting, I'm not too sure if over here or over there, we'll see, but for now let's say it's gonna be over here with these holes. And we already bought the bolts and the nuts and the washers for this. We bought them yesterday, they're here.
Temporarily, we installed the solar panels facing directly to the south with an inclination of 25 degrees, knowing that we will increase that inclination in the final structure for the winter time.
We're gonna put the first one just to test the system out. Hopefully it works.
Being honest with you guys, when we first moved to the property, we decided that we wanted to build in this part of the land everything that we needed to live comfortably for the next years. The greenhouse will of course help us in many ways because it will make our lives easier, like having a laundry room, for example, and extra storage during the winter time and summer, etc.
For securing the solar panel to the structure, we are using an M8 bolt and then a pressure washer and just an M8 nut. The panels are in place. It's a very sturdy structure. I'm gonna cut a couple of rebars and then drill a hole here That way we make sure that it doesn't move in case the winds come and it doesn't move around. But I don't expect this to move anytime soon because it's super sturdy. There's no way this will go anywhere. Now I need to connect all the positives to all the negatives from 1, 2, 3, 4 connections, and then the first one, the negative, will go to the negative of the solar regulator, the cable that comes from the house, and then that positive over there, it will come also from the house. So I'm just gonna start connecting the panels in between them. This is the last one. I will do the same, connect the positive to the negative. All the solar panels are connected in series right now. 1, 2, 3, 4 connections. So everything is connected to each other. And now I have, as I said, one positive over there and one negative over there, waiting for me to bring the cable from the house. Alright, things are moving fast here in the electrical installation. I already disconnected the cables from the van. This is the solar cable. It's just one color, black, for the positive and the negative, so I need to be very careful on labeling in blue the negative, and it will remain black for the positive. This cable is connected with these 2 connectors. Yes. These rapid connections came with the instructions, so it's pretty good. Actually, here I need to use, this is gonna be the positive, it's gonna be the first cable that goes there. Oh, Lolita found a place, and Aspen found his place as well. Oh man, so happy I made something for them. This is for you guys. Everything here is connected, but this communication cable that I'm gonna connect now, actually. Turn this thing on. Are you guys excited as I am? Because I am super excited. Eugenia is not here actually, so it's gonna be a little of a surprise when she comes and sees everything running. I'm gonna connect this second cable. Solar panels are connected, so now I'm gonna put my shoes on just in case. The fuse for the battery, and once I put the fuse for the battery will be connected to the inverter.
The solar system installation was a big investment. We ended up paying around 4,000 euros. But when we did the math of connecting to the grid and calculate the payback time, in a year and a half, 2 years, we will have free electricity. At the beginning of the summer, we planted this corn from some organic seeds that we got in our local market. And with squashes and beans. The reason being is because the summers here are really hot, so the squashes plants help the soil to keep moisture because it covers all the soil, and then the corn plants need a lot of nitrogen from the soil, so the beans help the corn to fixate that nitrogen, and the corn helps the bean climb them. So it was the perfect combination and it worked pretty well.
This was the biggest and most beautiful cup, so we're keeping it for seeds for next year. This will be popcorn.
We decided to plant these corn seeds just to see if we were going to be able to grow in the future our own popcorns, but at the end of the day was a test to see if it was going to work out or not. We harvested into different stages. First, in the milk stage, when the kernel was still tender, and then once the corn was dry, to make popcorn. Something that I have learned all along this process is that without any expectation, planted these corn seeds. And they ended up giving us the best popcorns that I have ever had in my life.